I'm going to build a trellis for the tomatoes here in the garden, and the first step is to take a measurement of the boxes. I'm building the trellis with Poplar, which isn't the best choice for exterior projects, but these are cut-offs from my friend Jeff over at Greene Street Joinery, so the wood is free and it's hard to beat free. I decided to build the trellis using lap joints, so the next step is to square these sticks or these boards up to 1 by 1 inch. When you're making a lap joint, the first step is to get the height of the blade correct. And a good way to do that is to use 2 pieces of scrap wood, make the cut on both of them at once, and hold them together. If they're even, then you're good to go. Once you've got the height of the blade, simply mark out where the lap joints need to be and then cut them using the crosscut sled on the table saw. When I was making this cut, I kept another offcut in my back pocket, and I would just test the fit once I finished making all 3 lap joints. And this didn't have to be perfect, again, because it's just a garden trellis, but these joints turned out to be pretty tight. Once I assembled the trellis, I added the galvanized fencing, and my neighbor Michael, who's a really serious gardener, gave me the fencing and these clips. And these clips look and worked great. Definitely one of those little things or simple things that I think make a big difference. Kind of an afterthought was to seal the wood. Probably would have been better to do this before adding the fencing, but either way, this is something called Ipe oil and works really good. I've used it on other projects, and I think it added a nice color to this poplar, kind of warmed it up a bit. When I installed the trellis, I couldn't simply hammer the trellis into the ground. It just was kind of brittle, and I didn't want to break it. So off camera, I used a hardwood stake, wooden stake, hammered that into the ground until I had the holes made with the stake, and then dropped the trellis into place and tapped it into position. Adding the wooden stakes to the inside of the box and then screwing through the stakes and the box into the trellis will add additional support. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I finished the trellis. You can see how much the tomatoes have grown, and this trellis is really helping out. It's just very easy to tie them up and kind of train them to grow up the trellis, and it's very important to keep the leaves of a tomato plant off of the soil. So this does a great job at that, and probably in another 3 or 4 weeks, this plant is going to be up and over the trellis. So fun project. I enjoyed it. I think it looks really good. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you out. And if you're in the garden, have fun in the garden. And I'll see you next time.